Welcome to The American Dream, a show that started right here in San Diego, America's finest city, that now spans positive media all across the country, real stories in real neighborhoods. Hi, I'm your host, Craig Sewing, and here's The American Dream. Welcome to The American Dream, a real show, not a reality show. The real estate, the lifestyle, the culture.
It's not just about what you're living in, but the community you're going to live in.
It's The American Dream.
Welcome to American Dream. We are here in Speedway, Indiana, home of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and the racing capital of the world. Here in Indy, the month of May not only represents the springtime for a four-season state, but it also means racing season. Here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, it stretches 560 acres across a complete historical venue that has been part of American racing for over a century. We start off by the beginning of May with a mini marathon that brings over 20,000 participants to the state. We also get involved with IU Health's charitable gala called Rev, where there are top 80 restaurants and chefs that come and wine, dine, and entertain all consumers on the track. And then we fast forward to Grand Prix racing trials, and then the greatest spectacle in racing, the Indianapolis 500. One of the most fun traditions happened in 1996 when NASCAR championship Dale Jarrett won the Brickyard 400. So he ran over from the winner's circle, came over to the yard of bricks and kissed the bricks. Ever since then, the tradition continues. So we're gonna sit down today with an All-American, Rookie of the Year 2023, Man of Faith, Stingray Robb, who will be driving the number 41 AJ Foyt car in the 108th running of the Indianapolis 500. Let's go check it out. You're native to Idaho and you made Indy your new home because your dream was one day to race the Indianapolis 500. So could you tell us a little bit how racing started for you?
My passion for racing started very early on because my parents loved Corvettes. So I spent a lot of time at Corvette Club meetings, drag races, autocross events. I actually took my first steps at a Corvette Club meeting. But I specifically remember as a kid growing up, there was a driver by the name of Dick Goldstrand, and he was a Chevrolet Corvette driver back when they first started racing Corvettes. And I remember sitting on his lap and him telling stories of racing at Le Mans in the rain and all these other crazy things. And like that really inspired me from an early age. And I used to sit in the backseat of my mom's car and she would take off fast from a stoplight or something. And all I could say was faster, faster, faster. So it's kind of where I got my passion from. And I think like my name has been part of my life for so long. Racing has been influenced by that so much.
What's the most challenging aspect of racing the Indianapolis Motor Speedway?
This race is very difficult, not just because the competition is so high. I mean, you're looking around the paddock at drivers that have been winning races since I was born. And so I look at that and that's number one, first challenging thing. But just to even survive an event like this is super hard because, like I said, I was doing around 240 miles an hour as a rookie last year at 21 years old, right? And so I didn't have experience doing that before, but I'd had the temp slowly turned up on me. But one of the things that I think people underestimate behind the scenes is all the engineering sides that make it so difficult and challenging because one little change could mean the difference between you having a really, really good lap time or being in the wall. It doesn't take a lot at those speeds to just get that 1 inch offline and then you're in the marbles and into the barriers.
What advice would you give somebody that's inspiring to be a race car driver or just chasing their dreams?
There's probably a lot I could say. I've had a lot of people influence me in my life and my career to inspire me to this point. And I think some of the best wisdom I had along the way was control what's in your control and leave the rest to be the rest. So it's A factors and B factors is always the rule that we've kind of stood by there.
You have basically lived the American dream, right?
Yeah, I mean, we live in a great country because we're able to do that. And like, I always tell people, I'm a small town kid from Idaho, so if I can make it, just about anyone can. So I've just had the right group around me at the right times to get me to where I need to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's start your engines.
welcome to the American Dream. I'm your host, Ashley Perkins, and today I'm going to show you some of the wonderful things that Terre Haute has to offer in the downtown area. Come on, let's go. Hi, today we are here with Josh Alsop with the Chamber of Commerce, and he's going to give us a tour of downtown Terre Haute. So Josh, what is one thing that you love about Terre Haute?
Well, I'm going to be a little bit selfish here and just say that I absolutely love downtown. We have Indiana State University, and we're looking right out here at Holman Center, which has hosted an amazing season this year with the Indiana State men's basketball team, made it to the NIT championship game. We have dozens of restaurants. We have a lot of museums, a children's museum, a historical society, one of the best art museums in the entire country, and just all sorts of things that are coming. We have a convention center that opened just 2 years ago now, and is beginning to see larger and larger events, and a lot more that's planned that I think we'll talk about here in a little bit. But downtown's really walkable. It's where people spend our time together and the events that we have. And so I'm a Main Street guy, and I really think that Terre Haute has one of the best main streets to offer in the entire state of Indiana.
So are there any new things coming to the downtown area that you could share with us?
One of the new things that's really just about 9 months old is the current building that we're in called the Hub.
Yes.
And this has been in the works for a few years. And really, the Hub is bringing together a lot of the business organizations in our community to get them underneath one roof. It's really connected our community in a way that I think that it hasn't before. And this building has so much history in it.
So we have the wonderful Terre Haute Convention Center. What are some of the great things that the Convention Center offers?
Yeah, there's 22,000 feet of space that can be used, and they have all sorts of events like banquets and conferences, and it can really be flex space in here. So it just opened a couple of years ago, and really it's been amazing for our community so far. In 2024, we'll have about 6 or 7 conventions that bring 100 or more people downtown, and what's cool is the restaurants prepare for them, welcome the visitors. Some of them do specials. It really just creates an awesome opportunity for Terre Haute to embrace those visitors that are here.
That's awesome. And then we have the Children's Museum, along with several restaurants and other museums as well. We have the Swope Art Museum, the Historical Museum.
And then the Larry Bird Museum just opened up here, which is awesome. Larry Bird.
Very excited for that.
In 1979 took the Indiana State Sycamores basketball team to the national championship. You might have heard about that. So the museum commemorates his life and his playing days here at ISU in Terre Haute.
Yes, that's awesome. And what are some other things that we have that are bringing more people to this area that you could tell me about?
Yeah, Terre Haute's really grown in its tourism sector over the past few years, and really even the entertainment for locals living here. So we have the Mill Amphitheater, which has a lot of amazing concerts. We also have 12 Points just down the road. So downtown Terre Haute's kind of our traditional downtown Main Street, but then 12 Points is a really cool district that's a little more eclectic. It has a lot of retail stores.
Love 12 Points
so
area.
We love that. And then the Terre Haute Casino Resort, which was a long time coming, just opened up a few months ago. So it has been awesome. A lot of energy and growth has been happening in Terre Haute. And just coming and living here, there's so much to do. It's truly amazing.
Thanks for joining me today in downtown Terre Haute. I can't wait to see you guys next time. Bye.
Welcome to Fishers. This once sleepy suburb, tucked in the northeast corner of Indy, has transformed over the last 30 years. Outdoor malls, a reimagined downtown, big businesses and expanding neighborhoods have largely replaced cornfields, mom and pop shops, and the local diner and watering hole. It's hard to remember a time when Fishers wasn't growing and expanding. Today, I'm going to introduce you to a business that links the busy modern lives of 21st century suburbia with original reminders from people who walked the same ground over a century ago. I can't wait for you to savor the flavor this business brews. For American Dream TV Selling Indianapolis, this is Andy Lichty. Let's check it out. Hey Kurt, how you doing?
Andy, how you doing, man?
Doing great, doing great. Yo, just look at this place. The thing that comes to mind for me, this almost sounds silly, but this seems like as American as baseball and apple pie, right? And so just the story behind this, talk to me a little bit about the history behind this place.
So history behind this place, we found a lot of the information from the Indiana Historical Society.
Okay.
And when we first bought this property in 2017, had no idea the history. And so as we started to uncover some of it, started to see some of the pictures from the Historical Society, we really saw that this was an opportunity for us to create something that has never been done before.
Okay.
I'm in the real estate business. I build a lot of things. This is history. You can't build history.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think to me that's kind of what makes it so special. And talk to me a little bit about some of the history that you uncovered, and maybe we can even see some of it right now. That'd be great.
We had a gentleman called Dr. George Underwood.
Okay.
Dr. George Underwood went to school here from 1932 to 1940.
Okay.
And when I met him in 2017, I really realized he told me everything that he did here at school. And so as I started to unravel some of this information and gather it, I really wanted to be able to take an opportunity to share it.
Sure.
And so something like a cafe where people come in and gather, and this is an opportunity for us to share. We wanted to make this more of a calm. You come in here, go back in history, relax, right? Come and chat, put the iPads away. We don't have newspapers inside. We don't have TVs with news on. We just want people to come in and take it all in and feel like they were back in old times.
Well, and and I think especially here in a community like Fishers, awesome community, but it's quintessential 21st century suburbia, right? That being able to I think sometimes we forget our past, right? And not really realize the people that have come before us, right? And so I think the way that you're able to just kind of talk about it being like a piece of living history is great. Talk to us about even just some of the ways that kind of just show that. With this is the original brick, right?
This is the original brick. We went through and we retuck pointed every bit of it. You can see here we took a wire brush and we ended up sanding it down every single brick here. We saw the picture, I mentioned the Indiana Historical Society, and the picture that we got from there was a picture from 1901, and a very first class here. And the photographer was standing out there and the class was sitting right here. And you can imagine how long that photograph probably took. But if you look at that picture, there's not one smiling face there.
Yeah, because that had to sit for so long, right? So they're ready for it to be over with.
And so we used that picture to be able to kind of put this back together. I wanted to get the doors to kind of look very similar to what it was back then, the windows. There was a bell tower on top.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which got hit by a tornado in 1947.
Okay.
And so that is something that I want to restore in the future or build.
Okay.
To kind of bring it all back together like it was back in 1901.
Okay.
So we went through and we've, some of the bricks that we have here in the sidewalk, we kind of wanted to place those in there. That's the original brick as well.
Okay.
We're going to put some names and stuff in there over time.
Oh, neat. That's awesome.
And just kind of keep this as, we've got the concrete nameplate up there, Fall Creek Township number 7. That's the Schoolhouse number 7. It was built in 1900, and the trustee at that time was William Morgan.
I got to tell you, it's pretty cool traveling through 125 years of history in 5 minutes. I hope you found Schoolhouse 7's story as fascinating as I did. If you're looking to disconnect from big boxes and franchises, I encourage you to visit Schoolhouse 7 and learn more about the faces and places of Fishers yesteryear. For ADTV Selling Indianapolis, this is your host, Andy Lichty. See you on our next episode.
We are at the Commercial Historical District of downtown Shelbyville, Indiana, where there are 149 historical buildings, all like the ones that you see around us right now. They're all very rich in history, and we are going to take a look at some of those today, as well as go to the Grover Center Museum and Historical Society and take a look at some of the Victorian homes that were built in the mid to late 1800s. I'm Jocelyn Deal with Elite Icon Team at eXp Realty, and I'm your host for today's segment of The American Dream, Selling Indianapolis. I'm here today with Alyssa Flory at the Grover Center Museum and Historical Society. Alyssa, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you love about this place?
Well, as the collections manager, I love seeing the rich history of Shelbyville and Shelby County told through objects that come from it, objects that are important to families that have been here since the town's inception, objects that tell stories of community and of togetherness. I love that the Grover Center connects people to this history and that we are able to tell the community's stories through their past as we move into the present.
So what are some of the things that you really enjoyed growing up here and how that ties in today with what you do here?
So as a child, I would come to the Grover Center with my mom. We've long been lovers of museums, and we would come and we'd visit the Streets of Old Shelby, which I would definitely say is kind of our hallmark exhibition. It's totally different from anything else that you would see in a small local history museum of this size, because it does transport visitors back in time to the turn of the 20th century to a village or small town that would look like how the rural Shelbyville area would have looked like at that time. And it's just a special experience to be able to interact with something that otherwise you would never have the chance to see.
And if you wouldn't mind, can we go and walk the streets of Old Shelbyville?
No, of course, please follow me.
Awesome, thank you.
So Jocelyn, as we are going into our Streets of Old Shelby, we first board the interurban train car. And this is modeled after the interurbans that would have run between Indianapolis and Greensburg with a stop in Shelbyville. One of my favorite tableaus in the Streets of Old Shelby is our seamstress and milliner shop, because Shelbyville has a kind of interesting history regarding millinery and hat making. Everything in here, these are all objects from our collection. They are all of historical value. And this, of course, is our Emporium. The Emporium is special because in here, the first Saturday of every month throughout the spring and summer, we hold a free root beer float day for the community. It's a favorite among families, and just, to eat some ice cream on a hot day. And this is our one-room schoolhouse. This room is always open. We have families come in here a lot. They play teacher, they play class.
Thank you so much for allowing us to have an inside peek. We were just downtown Shelbyville at the Commercial Historic District at the Grover Center Museum and Historical Society. And now we are on Mechanic Street, where it's a street known for Victorian homes. If you like Victorian homes, then you might want to consider a move to Shelbyville, because these are absolutely stunning homes built in the late 1800s. They have very ornate details to them. They're very large in nature, and they try to stick to that same bold, bright color scheme. So if you like a historic home, you might want to consider coming to Shelbyville. So today we saw some rich history and culture in downtown Shelbyville, Indiana. All these beautiful historical buildings that you see. We got to go to the Grover Center Museum and Historical Society, and we saw some amazing, massive, beautiful old historian Victorian homes. I'm Jocelyn Deal with Elite Icon Team at eXp Realty, and this is your American Dream.
Welcome to American Dream. I'm Trisha Mira, and today I'm coming to you from overlooking the White River in Indianapolis, Indiana. And today we're going to visit Broad Ripple Village, one of my favorite neighborhoods in Indianapolis. It's a fantastic place, and I'm excited to show it to you. This is the Monon Trail. It runs from downtown Indianapolis more than 27 miles north into the northern suburbs, and Broad Ripple's right at the heart of it. It makes this neighborhood so walkable, fantastic place to ride your bike, walk your dog, and just enjoy your day. Broad Ripple was founded on the banks of the White River in 1836. It was actually named for a feature of the river, but nowadays Broad Ripple is just known for its vibrant arts, entertainment, and small business community. The river is super accessible from Broad Ripple. There's multiple boat ramps so that kayakers and fishermen and tubers can get on the river. And as the weather warms up, we're gonna see more and more people having fun in the water. On a beautiful morning in Broad Ripple, one of my favorite things to do is get baked goods. I love croissants, I love cookies, and Renee's has the best ones in town. Let's go in and get some. Renee's is a full-service bakery, but they get a ton done in a really small space. They're the only place in town that I know of that hand rolls their croissants. That's very unusual. And they make pies, they make bread, they make cakes, they make all sorts of pastries. So they're a full-service shop, and unlike what you will find most places. So if you're ready to hit the river or hit the trail or just have the most comfortable stuff for sitting outside at your favorite coffee shop, you got to stop by Rusted Moon Outfitters. Local stores in Broad Ripple are what make this neighborhood great, and this one is fantastic. It's been here for 22 years. Let's go inside and see what they've got. We're here at Rusted Moon Outfitters, and we're going to talk to Jake, the store manager. Thanks so much for talking with us today, Jake.
Thanks for coming out, Trisha.
This store is amazing. It's been here for 22 years, and it is chock full of everything. Can you tell me just a little bit about what different kinds of equipment you guys sell?
Yeah, absolutely. We sell all sorts of outdoor gear, canoes, kayaks, paddle boards for the people who want to get on the water. And then we have a wide assortment of outdoor gear for your backpacker, for your traveler. We sell footwear, apparel, and all the outdoor stuff that you need to get out for a great day outside.
Wow, that's fantastic. I see skis over there. We're in Indianapolis. What do you guys offer for skiers?
Believe it or not, there are a lot of skiers here in Indianapolis, and we have a full-service ski shop, and we have a great airport. So a lot of people are heading to the airport, and they're heading out west for some better snow. But for those who don't want to travel that far, we can service any equipment for people who might want to head up north to Michigan or even keep it local here in Indiana.
That's fantastic. Okay, so say I'm somebody who, I like being outside, but that means I'm just walking the dog and headed to the coffee shop. What do you guys offer for me?
We have a nice assortment of technical gear, but for somebody who just needs an everyday shoe or sandal and wants to kick around town, take a walk on the Monon or hit the coffee shop, we've got some great casual wear for you as well.
It seems like you guys have everything for somebody who really knows what they're doing, but say I just really want to start backpacking or get into kayaking. Can I come in here and get some advice?
Yeah, absolutely. At Rusted Moon, we're super focused on customer service. That's what people come here for, and that's what we pride ourselves on. So if somebody has a question, whether they're new to the activity or they're experienced and they just want a tip here or there, Rusted Moon is happy to help.
I'm here with Brandon, and Brandon and I have actually paddled down the river together before, so it's fun to run into him and get his opinion on best places to go. Brandon, you get out a lot. You do a lot of paddling,
I do try to paddle as much as possible. The White River is obviously our most accessible spot here in the city. Tons of spaces to come on and off the river. We obviously have Eagle Creek here in town, which is great to go paddle at. A little bit more of a larger lake option. I spend a lot of time down on Lake Monroe during the summer, kayak camping and just down there for day paddles. So yeah, we're lucky to have a lot of accessibility here locally, and really to a couple partners throughout the city that will teach you about why our river is important, how to get on and off of it safely. Make sure you want to do it enough to buy one before you do.
Thanks so much, Brandon. It was so great to see you today at Rusted Moon.
Yeah.
Tell Jake we said bye and thank you.
Will do.
It's great to see you guys.
Yeah, see you on the river this summer maybe.
Absolutely.
All right, cool.
Broad Ripple Village, a place I love because of the walkability, the access to the river, and especially the local businesses. Thanks for coming with me to Renee's and Rusted Moon. I'll see you next time. I'm Trisha Mura. This is American Dream.
Well, I hope you enjoyed today's show, produced from America's finest city, but shot in the heart of your neighborhoods. Don't forget positive media when the world really needs it. Follow us on social media at The American Dream TV. See you next time. In the meantime, cheers to your American dream.